Hello, hello, everybody. It is Friday, May 9th, and it is time for another edition of Black Belt Newscast Live. I'm
Yeah.
Senior Publisher.
I'm Todd Prater, staff writer.
Yep. So we are live. I'm in the headquarters this week
I'm at the homestead this week.
at the homestead. Yep. It varies every week. You never know where you're going to find us. I've actually been in Marengo, Wilcox, and Dallas County today.
Wow, you've been traveling around. That's awesome.
All around the Black Belt today.
Yeah.
Love it. And it's all of my drives are so pretty.
Oh God,
So
because you're driving through the Black Belt area, and it's one of the most beautiful.
and
That's
it's
one of the most
gorgeous.
beautiful areas in the country, let alone just the state.
So I always like to say that when we are here, we are talking about stories that are at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
Yeah.
And so you can go see headlines, read more out of the stories if you want to get more than what we're talking about. We also can take comments from you while we are live. So whatever platform you're watching us on, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you can make us a little note and comment, even if it's just saying hi. And we'll say hi back, but we can also answer questions if you have any. And you can send your news to news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. As I always like to say, we are a community news agency, and it takes the community to do this together. So we have some boots on the ground, but want your boots to be part of what our boots are on the ground. And if you see something that's really cool, would make a great story, send it to us as a pitch of a story idea, or you can even write it yourself, because we do have community correspondents that cover stories throughout the Black Belt, and we would love for you to be one as well. All right. You can sign up for our daily newsletter and get all of our headlines at 3 o'clock every day. And this is a roundup of all of our headlines that we have been posting that keeps you up to date of what you might have missed during the day. And you can get this newsletter every single day, even on the weekend. You can also make a donation. We do like to say that all of our content is free. There is no paywall. I don't even have a paywall to make you give me your email address to read a story at this point.
No.
But you can make a donation to help us continue doing that, because we can't do it for free. And it is tax deductible. We are a part nonprofit. It's good stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to start with a really tough story, and that is the car crash in Thomasville that killed 2 and injured 4 on Tuesday. It is actually much more moving piece right now, because the accident itself happened around noon on Tuesday on Highway 43 around South Industrial, and it was when folks were stopped at a red light in Thomasville,
Yeah.
and people were stopped at a stoplight, and a truck didn't stop, and it rammed into the back of several cars, and it kind of accordioned everybody together. The 2 cars it hit immediately, those 2 died. One of them was a 37-year-old woman. The other was the assistant coach over at Wilcox Academy.
Right.
And that one has really stung, because he's really touched a lot of lives in sports throughout the Black Belt. He's worked at Choctaw, at Clark County, or Clark Prep, and Wilcox Academy. So it's been really tough. The latest that I posted last night, so the Thomasville police did make an arrest of the 18-wheeler driver who is a foreigner on a work visa. Last night, I posted a story about 8 o'clock from the mayor, Sheldon Day, who had said that he's been talking to federal officials, FBI, and a special assistant to President Trump, and that they have revoked the visa for the driver, possibly for the passenger who was also from another country, although they say they're from Pennsylvania, and the trucking company is based in Chicago. So there is expected some issues with them and for them. So I know that Todd has been in contact with the mayor, Sheldon Day, and has seen a latest post today that I haven't seen because I've been on the road throughout the Black Belt. Fill us in on what's the latest.
Well, according to the latest, Mayor Day posted that FBI agents ALEA, Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, and ALDOT, as well as TPD investigators, are investigating the truck that was involved in the accident. It's been in storage at a secure location. They have the black box from the truck. Truck 18-wheelers like that, like airplanes, have a black box that can tell some certain amounts of data, like how fast was it going when it hit the cars. And so there's a lot of data that they can get from this black box, which they are going to download as soon as possible. And let's see, he said that the driver has had a bond hearing. The bond was set at $100,000. However, ICE has a formal hold on him. So even if he was able to make bond, he would not be released unless it's into ICE custody. So he will not be released and free. He will either be in jail in Clark County or in ICE custody until all this is ironed out and figured out. At this point, that's the latest update.
Interesting. So this is the driver. Andre, I believe, is the first name, and I can't pronounce the last name.
I was trying to pronounce it too.
He's got a lot of consonants in it.
Apparently a Russian national, I believe. Dimitri
or Ukraine. Actually, I think he might be Ukrainian. But
Ukraine, that's right, Ukraine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not good at pronouncing those names either. But he will be held until, like you say, they say they're from Philadelphia and Warminster, Pennsylvania, but they're actually here in this country on a visa, which have been revoked, as you already mentioned. So this is going to take a while to iron out and figure out all the blame.
What's interesting too is that it has pushed for a lot of thought into prevention, and you hear that a lot from, especially from Mayor Day, on how could we prevent something like this from happening? Could it have been distracted driving? It could have been a lot of things. Considering there's a lot of video out there, we choose not to show that video. It is not pretty.
It is not.
We choose not to run that video, but if you do see it, there doesn't seem to be a lot of effort to stop before that light. It's possible that he didn't see that light was there. But anyway, we will keep you posted on these. This may be something we're talking about again next week. It was a fiery crash, and it scared a lot of people. Very talked about here in the Black Belt, because a lot of us have Demopolis, Selma, and then Thomasville with 43. We all have major interstate or highways,
major thoroughfares.
The flip side of an interstate. This is our version of it, and we all have stoplights that are in our communities in the middle of nothing after that. So how do we prevent this from happening in all of our Black Belt communities, where this is the main form of transportation and thoroughfare for transportation and distribution, because they were clearly distributing something. So we will share you as we get more information. Check with blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. Okay, I'm going to throw it to you to tell us some more about Arsenal Place. I know you made a trip out, and this is in Selma.
I got the opportunity to meet with Astrid Craig, who is the senior program officer at Arsenal Place, and with Mike Irwin, who's assisting her there. We have a really good interview that's going to be up soon, and a print story. Out at the Arsenal, there have been so many new developments. There are so many different helps or programs through Arsenal Place, through the Dallas County System of Services. Excuse me. As she showed me around the downstairs, this is the upstairs that they're continuing to expand and evolve, and to be able to have after school classes and parenting classes and a whole number of things. The Family Resource Center has been relocated into the Arsenal Place. This is on the right side of the building as you go in, and they too provide services as they have in the past for power bill assistance and parenting classes and a number of different things that if you have a need, you can go there and ask these nice folks for the help that you may need. And we're going to have a story in print and online, and the interview with these folks that'll give you all the details on exactly what to do, because they have a great system, and they're continuing to expand and grow. And we're going to have all those details in the upcoming edition.
Yeah, I've been to Arsenal Place several times and toured it
Really?
over the years as they've been growing, and it's great because they get to it's co-working space for nonprofits, and it's so smart. I know Bob Armstrong, if I can get that out, is the leader of and started this program as an idea of being co-working space, and I think it's brilliant.
Well, Preston McGee has an office in that building. Remember Preston? We've talked about many a time. Yeah, he's got an office there, as well as a number of other folks. So
he works with the University of Alabama Culver House School of Business, which has been planted here with some entrepreneur plans of helping grow the business and economy in Selma. So that's really great.
And there are programs to that effect at Arsenal Place, so it fits right in.
Right. It fits right in.
Yeah.
We love that. All right. Now we're going to switch to the Bama Club. So this is the Dallas Wilcox Bama Club has given up their scholarships for 2025. You got to attend that.
I did get to go. It was fantastic. And thank you to Ronnie Lee, president of the club. There he is right there talking to the crowd, for inviting me and allowing me to come and enjoy the evening. That is the scholarship presentations by James McNeil. He is the head of the scholarship program. Ronnie helped out. 14 students from high schools around Dallas and Wilcox County got scholarships. That is the special speaker. His name is Jeff Allen. He is the associate athletic director and sports medicine director for Alabama. He told a number of really great stories about working for Coach Saban and working for Coach DeBoer. He came to Alabama in 2007 with Saban. That's all the recipients, and the lady in the middle is actually Marianne Russell, who is a U of A National Alumni Association president. And it was a wonderful evening. I'm going to tell you something. Some of the stories that Jeff Allen told, they were not only amazing and historic and interesting, but they were very humorous, most of them. One of them he told was about, the little tents that they put up on the side when there's an injury. They put the student, the athlete. That was invented at Alabama. And he told the story about how that came about. It was really fascinating.
I'm sure it's to hide the actual injury, right?
Well, he was the engineering department asked, we need a project. Do you have any ideas? And he said, yeah, I got an idea, and explained or described what he wanted. And the engineering department made this folding tent that they could fold up into a small
group over.
Yeah, exactly. And not only did they use it in Alabama, but now that the whole SEC uses it, and so does the NFL.
It's like that.
And it came right out of Alabama.
Fiddle with what's wrong with the players on the sideline without letting them know what's actually, so we can't see what's wrong.
Yeah, well, it gives them some privacy while they're getting diagnosed or getting looked at. So I can understand that.
All right, well, that sounds like a good speaker.
Yeah, it was great, and of course we have the up online are all the different recipients and what schools they came from.
Yeah, what a good variety too. It looks like a real variety.
Yeah, it was good, very good mix of folks.
All right, let's switch over to Demopolis. There are two sisters, and I have met these sisters when they hit 50 years. So I guess maybe it's been 3 years. It doesn't feel like it. I met these nurses who are sisters who have reached now 53 years of working at Whitfield. Yeah. And let's see, they were honored and recognized by Governor Ivey this week. And the two sisters are on each side of Ivy, along with others from Demopolis and the state. And I have a story up, thanks to Whitfield, that shared the information with us to learn more about the Murdoch sisters and their 53 years. They also worked the overnight 12-hour shift for that 53 years, 7P to 7A, as they call it, which is really takes dedication.
Oh, gosh.
They have some neat stories in there. And I also have several more photos in the story at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com. I met them at a staff appreciation thing, and I did a video interview with them. And I didn't have a chance to go look in YouTube because I was going to pull that up. But go to our YouTube channel. I think you can hear that interview. And that, like I said, it was 2 or 3 years ago.
I think I interviewed them too for a story that I was doing over there. And I got
Maybe.
to meet them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're very proud of.
Well, I think I know I did because I remember them being super nice and just as jovial and bubbly. I enjoyed talking to them.
All right. So now we're going to switch just for a second. Thanks to one of our community correspondents.
Oh, yeah.
Angela Benjamin was at the graduation for Wallace today. And I'm just going to share this real quick because it was the last commencement ceremony for Dr. James Mitchell, who is retiring after 25 years. So this is his last one. Here's a sweet video of a really great day for these young and old folks that choose to go back to get their higher education. It's really cool. So appreciate her sending this in and getting a chance to see what it looked like. And this was today, this morning.
Wow, yeah.
See, we have boots on the ground everywhere. If you want to send your video so that you can help us be boots on the ground where you think something good has happened, send it to us. You can at news@blackbeltnewsnetwork.com.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Thomasville.
All righty.
This one is a fun story.
This is a fun story. I'm going to tell you something. I have enjoyed talking to Robbie Norman, the owner of Cold Battle, who ran in the Kentucky Derby. And I got to talk to him and do kind of a wrap up after the Kentucky Derby. And he was saying his family had absolutely the best time. He has an uncle who went with him to the Derby and said that his uncle called 10 times already, telling him how much fun it was. And he wants to go back next year. So that was how good it was. And I'm glad to hear that. He's like an 80-something-year-old uncle, too. So, and Robbie said, or Mr. Norman said that he does plan to go back to the Derby. He's got another horse that in Norman's stables called Final War, who may be a Derby contender. But he says, first of all, he's got to have a horse good enough, but there's also a process to qualify to go to the Derby, and he does have horses that are in his stable in Derby prep programs. But Cold Battle is going to go on to continue and run, and other smaller. He even said in the story, when I did the story, he said that the Churchill Downs is a little long for Cold Battle. It was a little too long. It's a mile and a quarter. And Cold Battle is better on the shorter tracks. So he's running on some shorter tracks now. But some of the other horses, he said, could very well be Derby contenders in the near future. So we're going to be watching closely that our black belt stables actually gets back to the Derby. We hope they do. Wouldn't it be cool to have a Derby winner from Thomasville?
He came in 11th.
He came in 11th.
21?
Right.
Is that right?
Well,
21? Kind of middle of the.
Mr. Norman said that he didn't expect to actually win, but he thought for sure he could have gotten 5th or 6th place. However, when journalism number 8 came around the outside, he bumped Cold Battle, and Cold Battle got off his stride. And this was the jockey, Juan Vargas, was telling Norman that when he bumped me, the horse just got flustered, and slowed down, and he never could catch back up. So, and that's part of race. It's just like in NASCAR. They rub sometimes. In horse racing, they bump sometimes. That's part of the game.
Too. Yeah, it was rainy and muddy too.
It was muddy, and that sometimes horses are good on sloppy tracks, but Mr. Norman didn't seem to think that was affecting Cold Battle as much as getting bumped when it came around the outside. But it's exciting. I love horse racing, and exciting to have somebody that's that close by that it has horses.
I shared the story about him competing at the Thomasville horse, and so many people responded with, "Well, I'm gonna root for him tomorrow."
Yeah, exactly.
So it's support of the black belt.
I'm going to tell you a funny story. I had some friends who were talking about how actually I was talking to my mother, and she had some friends who went to the Kentucky Derby, and when they found out that Cold Battle was an Alabama horse, that's who they were rooting for.
Yeah.
But the way they were rooting was screaming "Roll Tide" the whole time.
Oh, I like that too.
Well, the only problem is Robbie Norman is a staunch Auburn fan. So
Oh no.
he said, you know what? They can, as long as they're supporting us, they can yell anything they want to. So,
That's so great.
I thought that was fun. It was all in fun. So, you know.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. I
Yeah, it
know
was
my
great.
friends had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to share something real quick. We're going to go into the roundup. It's time
All right,
now.
the roundup.
I like to do my little Black Belt roundup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in the roundup, I'm going to start first with, I just want to show you this cool video I took the other day. My daughter is learning to drive, and so she likes to learn to drive over at the spillway in Thomasville. And I took this video. I made her wait. She's just checked TikTok. Well, I watched this barge go through the lock.
How cool. I love watching that. I used to go up there and watch that when I lived in Demopolis. But, you know, after 9/11, they don't let you go up to the side of the lock. I used to stand there.
I know you can't see it.
You can't do that anymore. You gotta
I was like, I wish I had a drone. So there you go.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful day. I got to sit and watch that. I just thought that was really cool because, you know, it's Tom Bigby, Black Warrior River in that part of the Black Belt, but it's Alabama River in another part.
Right, exactly. But Alabama's got one of the most diverse river systems.
Very river focused. Okay, that was my fun part about that.
That's fun. Cool.
Okay, so this week we have the last 6 months or so, we have been a partner with Live Health Smart Alabama, which is a UAB program. And we have been running every other week. Our lifestyle page in the print Selma Sun edition features a fact sheet and a recipe from Live Health Smart. And, you know,
cool.
they were the ones that put and renovated East Selma Park and Community Park and the pond. So they've been really immersed in they do pop-up wellness events. And you can see those at our calendar, which is blackbeltnewsnetwork.com/calendar, or under the what's happening in the Black Belt. I have 2 calendars going right now because the other one's new. We'll talk about that in a second. So this week's Live Health Smart was about how to avoid empty carbs. Now, I'm a carbaholic,
that's a good one.
and I know most people, I'm an ectomorph, and I need carbs or I will get fainty. But most people hate carbs and want to avoid carbs. So this is the best way. And they have a really great description about how to avoid empty carbs. And they also have a really great recipe for baked salmon. And that is one of my favorite dishes.
Ooh, so now you're speaking my language.
I know. I can't wait to make that one. So that is this week's. It's in our print edition. It's also at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com under lifestyle. I posted it today so that you can actually read the entire PDF of the recipes. It's in our print edition, but that's behind the e-edition. But there you go. You can reach that one. You can see it online for free and make that recipe. It's really great. And I'll show it every other week when we have a new one. Want to be rescued. You have something to share with us about that.
Want to be rescued is doing free spay and neuter for both dogs and cats. So if you are there's their logo. If you are running around town to the different veterinarian offices and you see these flyers, there's also a QR code down at the bottom on the flyer where you can donate to help support Want to Be Rescued's efforts. But you can go to any of the veterinarian clinics in town and you can apply through them to get your animal spayed or neutered. And I mean, we got an overpopulation of pets. I believe we got an overpopulation of them in my house, so I know. But this is a good way to prevent that and prevent unwanted pets that I don't think it's just like a baby. They're not unwanted. They just don't have a home. And we don't need that because we don't want to put them in our pound because sometimes the outcome is not as good. So go to the local veterinarian clinics and sign up for the free spay and neuter by Want to Be Rescued. They have a Facebook presence. You can get information there as well. One other thing, too, that I have, Saturday, May 31st, is going to be Community May Day at Green Street Missionary Baptist Church. and it's a free event for everybody. There's gonna be food, bouncy houses, face painting, and all kind of fun. So that's coming up on the 31st.
I do have a news one to throw in here. So,
Oh, good.
Meadowview Christian, our top story this week, one of our reporters, Fred Guarino, was able to get some interviews with seniors that are graduating from the last
wow, yeah.
class of Meadowview Christian School, that is a private school in Selma. And this is their last year. They won't be reopening in the fall. They had an extinguishing the torch ceremony. And so
Wow.
this is from that.
Yeah.
And just wanted to share that we do have a story. I think it's online at blackbeltnewsnetwork.com, and you can find that under education. Or just under the news stream. Real sad for these seniors, and the seniors feel bad for the rising seniors that don't get to graduate.
Yeah.
But
I feel bad for them too.
already see some decision making happening. At least I've seen it in the Selma community of where their students are going to be going. I did hear that Maplesville public schools are full and aren't accepting any more transfer kids. So you're seeing the trickle effect of where they're all going. So
we also have some information we're going to follow up on next week as to what's going to happen to the campus, Meadowview Christian campus. That's coming next week, so be listening for that. What's the future of those buildings in that area?
That's right, because it's prime property for a school. All right. There is a coffee with the superintendent. So the new superintendent of Selma City Schools is going to be on May 13th. That's coming up.
Cool.
Yeah. And the Vaden Fly-In, they do this every year, is at Vaden Field in Marion, Perry County. Will be on June 7th. I have attended at least one, maybe two of these. I think I've been to two, and it's really fun, and I get great videos and pictures and really perspective. There are videos on our YouTube of it from previous years, which is fun because the interviews I get, they usually talk about the economic impact of Vaden Field. We should check back in with Vaden Field because I know they've been
to do that, and I want to be sure you
sales and other elements so that they could actually get some rentals of their property around there.
Yeah, they were talking about that recently about building up the area with some industries and whatnot. And that's the cool thing about this area of the Black Belt was Selma, Marion, and Demopolis. Improvements to the airports are creating an aviation hub through this area. So that's going to be we need to follow up on that, and it'd be interesting. And you said that was June 7th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
June 7th.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll go to that.
Too fun. This time of year is May Day time of year, where it's fun school days at a lot of the schools in our coverage area. So I have this May Day fun at Southside High School, and this one is from one of our community correspondents, Valencia Benjamin. What I love about this one, as you keep watching, as you will see, they had horse rides.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they really enjoy their outdoors big time. They make a lot of effort to really enjoy the outside. Here's the little weightlifting, fun stuff.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Unique. Yeah, so that was May Day for Southside. And here is May Day at F.S. Irvin Elementary School in Pine Hill, Wilcox County. I was there this morning. I work with a nonprofit that does some work here. And so the Presbyterian Home for Children that I work with provided lunch for these kids, for about 185 kids. Here's my little bitties. They're in pre-K, graduating from pre-K, by the way. So they're going to be kindergartners next year. I love these babies because they smile and they tell you all kind of wacky stories. We talked about what they're going to do for the summer, which includes playing with their dogs. So that was really fun. And I appreciate them letting me come out all the time. Yes, look at how fun these babies are. I just want to hug them all. All right, that is my May Day fun for the week.
That's cool. That's good.
So
Good to
we
have
have
some
got,
good news.
okay, I like to go over a couple more things. We always like to thank our sponsors.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Miller.
Randall Miller Funeral Home. Give a thoughtful final gift to your family. You can pre-plan your funeral. I'm going to do that for my kids. I know that. 334-874-9081. And you can talk to a trained advisor that can help you map it out. It makes it easier for your kids so they won't fight about it later, and it'll turn out the way you want it, and you could save money.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned earlier in the newscast, we are a part nonprofit, and we can take donations. So make a donation to help us as we expand into the Black Belt with more coverage of what matters to our readers. If you scan this, it'll take you to a donate page. Even just $10 a month makes a huge difference.
Oh, yeah. Every little bit helps.
The grants we've received in the last 9 months have really made it where we can afford to hire more correspondents, especially that help us be in all kind of corners and extend our tentacles into the Black Belt. That's what I like to say, because we can't be in every corner at every time. But man, we'd like to, wouldn't we, Todd? You see, y'all don't see us on the back end struggling to decide where we want to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just I would love to be in all my counties every single day if I could.
Yeah, and at every event, and it's just so many times that the events happen either at the same time or so close together we can't get from one to the other in time. So that's when you come in and help us.
Send us your news. Give us at least 24 hours notice.
Please.
I know it's busy in the summer. We have been getting a lot of really awesome requests with just a couple hours notice, and it's just makes it really hard for us to get somewhere when we are too far away from you guys. But absolutely want to cover everything. And I love, because when I say, hey, I can't get there in time, they send me information and photos, and that's great. That gets us the news, and we will share it. Sign up for our daily newsletter. Oh, I did want to show the calendar. Where is it? Here we are. We have a new calendar, and really new. It's 2-3 weeks old. Actually, this poor shred day has been canceled, so I'm just going to give shout out Cheryl Smedley. They canceled it for tomorrow because it's supposed to be a washout.
Right.
And they will be rescheduling, and we will let you know when that's rescheduled. That should be up online as well. I know I put it in the what's happening. I did change the schedule. I need to go in and change this time too. Okay. But as you can see, one of the best parts about our calendar is it also has service events. And this is if you need something in your community, if you're hungry, food pantries, if you're a senior citizen and you need some interaction and networking, we have that in our calendar of where to go to get some of the things you need. We oftentimes have, here's I think it's one Thursday a month for the pantry. But we also have some water filter giveaway days in here as well. Real important. But then you can also see what's happening in Perry County, Montgomery, and I added Tuscaloosa, Meridian, and Mobile, and really Montgomery, but because we travel to that often to do things, because we don't have rooftop bars here.
Unfortunately,
If you've got hey, what's going on? I want to do something fun this weekend. Go check out our calendar. I will soon have an email that goes out every Thursday for what to do this weekend. And I just got to sit down on my computer for a little bit instead of traveling and get that one figured out so that everybody can see that as well. But sign up for our newsletter, and that's how you'll know, and you'll get the email every single day at 3:00. Okay. Shoo. I thought we didn't have a whole lot of stuff this week.
I know. That's what it happens every time. And I was just looking at the weather, and it's supposed to be rainy this afternoon and tomorrow.
Yeah, it's cloudy now in Selma.
Yeah. It doesn't look like there's any severe at this point, but it could be some heavy rain. So just know that.
Make your plans for the weekend. We did have some coverage at our Black Belt Outdoors, if you want to check that out on Facebook, about fishing tournaments that have passed or coming, so that you can see who won, and trying to keep people informed about the stuff we love here in the Black Belt. We will see you guys next Friday as we
Yes.
launch into the summer. Next Friday, my kid graduates from high school.
Oh, the next Friday. Oh, God
Next
bless.
Friday the 16th, I got one that's
Okay.
graduating.
William is graduating.
Yes, my
Yeah.
18-year-old William is graduating. He goes to
Wow.
Morgan Academy. My daughter, Allie, goes to Demopolis High School, and we love it. All right.
I cannot believe those kids are graduating already. Because I can't believe mine either. So,
Yours will be next year, right, Andrew?
That's right. Yep. My youngest next year. Yep.
That's it. We love the Black Belt. We'll see you guys next week.
Y'all have a wonderful, safe week. See you next week.